man. Let's introduce the guest, OG.
Yeah, man. We got Neighborhood Real in the building, man. None other than Mr. Neighborhood Real, born and raised in Cali, but now resides in Texas. He's here to tell his story and his time spent in that can. You know, normally I say his time spent on that Ferguson Unit, although he's been a part of the Texas system, right? And he's here to tell his spiel, man. I've never been on Coffield. So, but like I said, man, it's one prison is no bigger, no better than the other. That's just my opinion. And he's here to enlighten us on his time spent in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man. So, you know, without further ado, man, let's tap in with Neighborhood Real. Shit.
Yo, oh, this.
What's up?
Oh man, god damn. Hey,
yeah, man,
what's up?
No, man, it's a pleasure to be in the Dayroom. Hey, I got to make one correction. I'm born in Fort Worth. I just lived in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we were finna get you clear, but what's that behind you?
Coffield Unit. What you mean?
Oh, god damn, man.
That's a big motherfucker, Real.
Yeah, man. 4,000 people, man. Biggest in Texas.
God damn, man. You got that shit laid out, man. All right, let's do this. Because we done already fucked it up. So we're going to start off with this. Tell the viewers where you from and a little bit about your background and your upbringing.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Far as my upbringing goes, man, you know what I'm saying? I had two parents in the beginning. I'm the oldest of the kids. It's me and my sister. And my upbringing was like, you know what I'm saying, normal neighborhood stuff. And, you know, I ain't going to say it was a hood. I grew up in Eastwood. You know what I'm saying? That's on the east side of Fort Worth. So people know, you know what I'm saying, off of Miller and Whitehall. So my childhood was typical, but I spent a lot of time, you know what I'm saying, outside playing throw up tackle, you know, making ramps, jumping, you know what I'm saying, riding your bike and all that extra stuff, you know, and got to be in for the street lights. But I mean, I don't have nothing I can say that stood out, you know what I'm saying, spectacular, other than when I was in the 5th grade. I mean, I was in the 2nd place in the art contest in the state of Texas, where they put my artwork in the London B. Johnson Museum.
Oh, man. Hey, they go one of hey, OG Hollywood, they go one of them. I was the tallest midget stories. They go one of them. The tallest midget award stories, OG.
Man, you alone,
man. That's when I was a little kid. Art my God-given talent, man. You know, it's my God-given talent.
Shout out for that, man. Shout out for
sure.
that. But I will
what's up? What's going on?
You're a long way from the 2nd grade, though.
I know, huh? I know it.
What else you got, CEO?
It's on you, man.
Oh, shit. Well, you already know what I'm going to do. Let's get to it, man. So let me ask this to the Neighborhood Real. What year and how old was you when you got sentenced to prison? And what was your mindset when you received the time?
I got sentenced in 1993, and I was 25 years old, and I took a plea bargain for 30 years.
All right, what was your mindset?
I'll put it.
You know what I'm saying? Once that judge dropped that gavel, and you knew you had to, you know, 30 years. What was going through a 25-year-old Neighborhood Real mind?
At that time, to be honest with you, I already knew type of the charges that I had, what I had been doing. So, like, I kind of like finagled and worked my way to get the plea agreement. So once I got it, I was basically just trying to like get something I could do and get back, because I was told that, you know, you're gonna do 7 years, 6 months. So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I can get out, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, resume my life. And that's it. I do my time and that's it. That's what they told me. But I didn't understand the plea agreement that I had, and I didn't read the fine print. And I actually signed for 30 complete years. I was supposed to do the whole 30 flat.
Oh, so right. What year was that?
In
that sound old.
93. Yeah, 93.
In 93, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the 1/4 law.
1/4 law, yeah. That's what I was saying. Okay. All right, man. So you get to 30 years, man. And you know, like you say, you feel like that was a deal, even though you thought you was just gonna do the 7 to 1/4 of it. So you like, man, let me get this over with, start my process of going home. For anybody that ain't been to jail, the process of going home is getting your time. That begins the process of you getting back to the streets, right? You want to get that court proceeding shit over with. So what's this? The thing is this. Okay, now you in TDC, you got a 30-year sentence, man, 1993. What was the first unit you arrived on, and what was the thoughts in your mind when you arrived at that back gate?
The first unit I arrived on was Coffield, and when I hit the back gate, I was like, damn, where they sent me, because all the windows, like as you can see that right there in the background, that's said. That's Ag said right there. So you come in on the other side, on that left side corner, and all the windows was knocked out, and people was yelling and hollering. I was the only one got off. So I was thinking to myself, damn, they sent me to some abandoned warehouse. So like, this shit crazy. Like, what this big ass warehouse? You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Not knowing they ain't gonna never replace them windows. Them windows ain't never been fixed. Say, motherfuckers ain't never been fixed. Nigga don't plan on fixing them, man. My
mindset was, I was just, tripped out by it all. And, just to be honest, I was scared, because I was like, damn, man, I'm young. I ain't never been to prison. And to see this place right here and how big it is, and they yelling and screaming, and all the windows knocked out, I don't know what I'm going to get into. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, I'm just expecting, the unexpected, not knowing what it is.
Right. Man, that's what it is. That's the truth. Yo, shot, Hollywood.
Oh, you got this the shot I like to take anyway right here, man. So let me ask this here real. First day, first week, right? What was your first day and your first week? What was that like? And when did you have your first run-in with the inmates?
What? Man, the true story, man, I ain't even from front. My first day, once I went through UCC and got, they sent me to close custody on F-Wing. That's when close custody was still open and everything. I go to close custody, I get in the day room, I put my stuff up, go in the day room, I'm asking people like, what's up? They like, man, where you from? I said, I'm from Fort Worth. They say, your homeboy's over there. So I go over there, I'm like, introduce myself or whatever. They were like, yeah, man, this and that. They like, you gonna stay down? And I'm like, yeah. What? I stay down here. Yeah, I'm out the front. What you mean? They was like, all right. So he said, you show? I'm like, yeah. And the dude slapped me on my arm, talking, come on, let me see. So we get out. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, come on this floor. So we get out here. Go out there. I gotta go out there. So we get out there. He beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tripped out, because I'm like, we all from Fort Worth. This ain't what we be doing. Like, what game is this? So I go to the sink, clean up or whatever. I'm fucked up about this. So I go in the back part of the day room, where you come in, which will be the front. I go back there. I'm just chilling against the bars, and this dude say, man, damn, fool, you can't fight. I was like, I just looked at him like, nigga, get on, man. Say, damn, but hey, Jay, you gonna stay down? I was like, hell yeah, man, ain't no hope. And they like, let me see. And I'm like, what? Like, let me see. I'm like, damn. So that second fight, I get busted up. So we go to lunch. I'm beat up. So the law see me like, oh yeah, you must just came off the chain. You know what I'm saying? So I go to lunch, eat. I'm tripping, bro. I'm like, damn, I done got beat up. I ain't even been on the unit. You know what I'm saying? 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? Damn, what the fuck they sent me? You know what I'm saying? So I come back, go in the day room. They can come to me and say, youngster, don't go in that cell. These niggas testing you. You stay out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I'm finna fuck this shit. I'm going in. These niggas tripping. So I stay out there. White boy walk up to me and say, where you from? I'm like, Fort Worth, what's up? He's like, you'll stay down, motherfucker? And I already know. Oh, yeah. Take off. You know what I'm saying? And fuck that shit. Hey, white boy, look, I'm keeping it 100. White boy,
you keep it 100.
He beat me up. So I'm like, damn, I'm feeling fucked up right now. Nigga, I'm all beat up and shit. So I go and I'm just chilling. Mexican said, man, what's up, man? You gonna stay down? Like they just taking turns. Like I'm like, God damn. So I fight the Mexican. Mexican beat me up. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, man, real shit, bro. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm fucked up. I'm hurting, and I'm thinking to myself, damn. So my celly, I don't know who my celly come in. It's a dude out of Clarksville. He come in. They call him Big U, 6'9", big old tall, and he said, "Say, celly, you my celly. Let me holler at you right quick." I was like, "What's up?" He say, "Man, just go in the cell and just chill. They ain't finna fuck with you no more. They see you gonna fight, but then you gonna have to come out to tomorrow and you gonna have to fight again. So just go and try to get you some rest and chill, because they're gonna keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Until they see what you're gonna do." So I'm like, man, I'm not going in the cell with you, nigga. You 6'9". I ain't, man. I'm already beat the fuck up. I can barely see and shit. I'm cool. I'm staying out here. So don't nobody mess with me, right? That was that. We rack up that night. He actually showed me the dude being a good dude, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him if he free or whatever. But he actually showed me how to keep the swelling down. Because my eye had swole closed, and the other one I would barely see out of. So he showed me how to heat a towel and, you know, get the swelling down. Hey man, you're gonna have to be back out there tomorrow. So again, I go out there and I'm pretty much, I mean, Hollywood might know him, Sway Wade out of Dallas.
That's my boy.
License Sway, Eric Wade. He called me out, beat me up. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't just handle me, you know what I'm saying? Because he already see what's going on. So another dude out of West Dallas, you know what I'm saying, called Slim Black, he pulled me to the side like, man, you got heart, but you can't fight. Come to the yard and I'm gonna show you some shit. So dudes is just kind of like, you'll fight, but you ain't got nothing, bro. So come out here and learn. And then I go to the yard, everybody out there, you know, paired out boxing or whatever. Now I'm seeing what's going on. I'm going, okay, cool. So that was my first, you know what I'm saying, my first couple of days on Coffield. I was just fucked up. But I'm gonna just add this right quick. What was really stood out the most before I got on that block, and if anybody been on Coffield during that time, they can attest to this. When I came off UCC, bro, and I got my mattress and I came down that hallway to go to P1, P2. I'm going to P2, bro. That motherfucking hallway had people sleeping in the hallway on both sides because they refused to go on the block. And the motto was, the laws over there say, man, they don't save nobody. You either bust a 60, get a man, or fight. That's it. They ain't saving nobody. So yeah, that was my first couple of days right there.
That was real, man. You know what I'm saying? Like most, and that's why I say whenever we hear these stories, everybody is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, ain't nobody lose a fight. But you already know if you hit that bitch in the 90s, you had to get it on. And like now with yours, you had basically 4 fights. Basically your first 24 hours there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was 5 fights, 2 blacks, 1 white boy, 1 Mexican, because them niggas start sending the Woods and them after you just to see what was up. And then you have a fight the next day. Now, my approach when I hit Clemens, I had 2 real quick back to back. But the only thing I did better than you was I stole off on a nigga. I already knew. I didn't know what a nigga was talking about, but I knew I wasn't going to follow the rules. So I fired off on a nigga to make the score in. And once you fire off on a nigga, and hit a nigga in that eye good, and nigga see his eye swell up, the line decrease on who want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, not knowing, I just didn't feel comfortable. And now you telling the story from a real perspective, and you know how many people didn't survive that?
Yeah, a lot. I seen it.
A lot of people did not survive that pressure in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. That's why when people get on here and make it seem sexy to y'all, and they don't give you those kind of experiences, first hitting the yard, come on, man. Niggas make it like they show up and they got a name and everybody on their dick. It don't work like that. Not in the 90s. Maybe in 2010, it worked like that. But in motherfucking 90s, if you coming in that bitch, you got to stand on everything you ever stood on within that day. Nigga, we finna find out today where your heart at. So I salute you for even telling that story, because we can't get that story on YouTube. All these niggas on YouTube was gangsters in the world, gangsters the first day in prison, and they beat up everybody. So man, salute you. Yeah, salute you just for telling that story, man, because that was some real shit right there, man.
Nigga bust me down.
That's just, but you stayed down. Yeah, you stayed down, man. It ain't a lot like you, nigga. The next question is this, man, because that seemed like a bad day for the viewers. I know that's a bad day. 4 ass whoopings, 4 ass whoopings, and then you wake up to ass whooping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Ooh, man.
Can you detail for the viewers, right? Real quick, how much time did you do on your 30?
22 years and 4 months.
Okay, so you went in at 25 and you came out at 47. My math right?
Yeah.
Okay, you came out at 47. Can you detail for us your worst day or your worst experience in prison? I know you just told a pretty bad one for the viewers, but do you have a day in your 22-year history where it just got tough for you mentally? You know what I'm saying? Where mentally you feel like you didn't belong here no more, or you shouldn't be here no more, or this is not cool, and it was just pressure from you being locked up so long. Give us that experience.
Damn. Okay, so the way you asked that question, I can't answer it. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is the day I realized I shouldn't be in prison. I'm in Ag Sig, right? I'm arguing with a dude over the run about Washington, D.C. We going back and forth. We yelling like a mug. Woo, man, I'm up in the door sweating and shit. You know, I'm just trying to get my point across and yelling. And then I just hit him. I said, like, fool, who the fuck, like, how you know where that's at? Who told you woo? And they say, nigga, I read it in the book. And I just like, what? Man, I've been sitting in the door for 2 hours yelling at that dude about it. He read in a book and I used to live in D.C. Man, I would have sat on the toilet and I told him I got to be the stupidest motherfucker in the world. Why the fuck I'm up here? Man, I don't even supposed to be here. Man, this shit fucked up. That's when I realized about a day I came to realization, hey man, I'm tripping. I tripped out. I don't understand this shit. I got here. So, but if it's one of the worst experiences, I had 2 worst experiences in prison, and no fights that wasn't shit. It was the first experience. I was on holiday unit. I went on bench warrant. I had got some more time, ran CC, and I got on a holiday unit. And I was mad, and I was just staying in the shit. So, but of course, I've been on Coffield some months. I done got me a little few fighting skills. I can work some now. So I'm over here just fighting and bullshitting around. But the reason I'm fighting, because if anybody been on a transfer facility, they them dorms, 50 people in the pod, this, that, and other, and ain't no heat, ain't no AC. I'm over there in December. So when I get there and I'm like, man, it's freezing like hell up in them dorms. So I see that the old school dude tell me, hey, you whoop the laws over here. They don't give you no time. They don't take no good time. They don't do shit. And they don't do nothing but lock people up, give you 14-1. So I thought to myself, man, I don't want to sleep in these dorms, man. This shit is crazy. So over a little bit of time, I'm seeing what's going on. So I started just getting in trouble just to go to G building to be in the heat. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna get in trouble and go get locked up and do a 14-1, and then shit, I'm gonna just keep doing that to stay in the warm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in the process of that, I'm getting in so much shit, and I'm getting in fights, and I'm just doing shit. So I'm on a lot of restriction. They got, doing extra duty. They come get me one morning and tell me it's summer, it's hot as hell. You know how it is in Huntsville down south. And they tell me come to the G building at 6 in the morning. I go down there. They tell me, hey man, we're gonna go around the fence, pick up trash till shift change. I told them, man, fuck that. I don't do no working in prison. They were like, oh, you tough, huh? Hell yeah, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. They take me on the Seg Rick yard. It's like $5 come out there. The lieutenant come out there. They charging me up. So I'm like, I'm standing on business like, fuck it, what's up? They like, man, fuck it, just lock him up. So I turn around and get cuffed up. They cuffed me, and the fool pushed me into the chain link fence and put another handcuff on me and cuffed my arm above my head like this, up in the air on the fence, and told him, leave his ass out here till he decide he want to work. So they left me out there the whole shift. So I didn't get handcuffed off that fence until 4 that evening. So, man, it was hot as fuck out there. So one side of my body burnt the fuck up from the sun. Bro, I'm out there. I can't drink no water. I can't eat. They didn't do nothing. They never came back. So when they came and got me, they was like, just, go back to the dorm. But in my mind, bro, they had broke me. I ain't gonna lie. They broke me. But I was in my mind, I would just hear my mama telling me, don't never let them see, you know what I'm saying, with your head down. Keep your head up no matter what. So now that I'm hearing that in my head, I'm broke though. I'm like, I'm going there, I'm gonna tell them. So I go in there and tell the lieutenant, bitch, you ain't did nothing. I'm a man. Just take that shit. Say, when it's your turn, just be a man like I was out there today. Just be a man when I see you again. And shit, I went to the dorm shower, got on my bunk and cried then because I was hurt. Because I was like, I couldn't believe they did that shit. That shit was inhuman. Like, I didn't understand that shit, bro. I never thought somebody would get done like that. And you know, like a few months down the line, I ended up catching the lieutenant and beat him up. You know what I'm saying? I get locked up or whatever. My second day was when my mom died. That right there, man, was like, I died. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to cope with that. You know what I'm saying? For like years. And it really changed the direction of what I was doing with my time after that. And I just really was like lost. I spent a lot of them first couple of years lost. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Just emotionally. And I just was lost, man. I felt like my whole world crashed in.
But I'm glad you sharing that story again, man. We get on here and I'm gonna pull myself up, man. You know what I'm saying? We get on here and people tell prison stories and it's so fascinating, right? But if you was down there in the era and the time we was down there, this was the most racist place you could be in. Listen, I don't think y'all understand. I didn't know racism existed until I went to prison. This man just explained to y'all laws coming in and tying his ass to a goddamn gate and leaving him up there all day. So when these people be telling their prison stories, I don't understand how they not sharing this level of racism we was treated. I'm talking about they call you nigga back then. I was called a goat smelling nigga. I was like, what the fuck is this white boy talking about? I'm not understanding. White men ran Texas prison and they ran them as a plantation. But y'all don't get these stories from these niggas that sensationalize this shit like it was something special. Every tough nigga in prison was the white boy slave, man. And that is just the actual factual truth. And if you bucked him, he treated you worse until he broke you, man. That's just what that was. Now, I don't know if y'all get that. I know y'all don't get that from other people's stories. But when you talking about 90s and you talking about Texas prison, white people ran that bitch with an iron fist. And when niggas ain't telling you them stories, them niggas is lying, man. That's just the honest truth, man. Now they put African, you know, that's why the Africans in there. You know what I'm saying? They got the Africans all in Texas prison now, because that's the only way they could overhaul the system of the white racist men that ran that motherfucker for years. So again, bro, salute you for telling that story and letting people know. You know, I tell that story. Hollywood try to tell that story. It's not popularized or it don't get a lot of likes. But that's the real shit, man. When we was studying up on them white folks, nigga, they locked me in that bitch and didn't feed me. That's what broke me. Yeah, I missed them meals for that day. I say, well, yeah, I think I ain't that tough no more. I think when I finally got to eat again, I was like, yeah, I'm tripping, man. I need to be quiet and sit down somewhere. So, yeah, man, go on, OG. What you got, OG?
So let me ask this neighborhood. Besides that experience where you was handcuffed on the fence at, right? And I know it did a lot to you, but in your 22 years, could you give me another experience you had that equals up to that experience?
We're like dealing with the guards, like,
yeah,
you know,
like the laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, so when I was in SIG, right? You know, this in the 90s. So that shit, man, they sadistic back there. So you know how they go when you come out, they cuff you, got to cuff up, go to the shower or whatever. Like, if you mess with certain officers back there, man, they had the blue bandana gang and all that stuff back there. So they'll pull you out, man. If you on the like 3 or 4 row, you got to go down the 3 row to shower. You cuffed up, man. You get on that stairwell, and that stairwell, they'll kick you down them stairs. Or you know what I'm saying? Or they'll lock you in the shower and they'll fall up in there and whoop on you and shit while you cuffed up. It was like SIG was real dangerous back then because they was back there killing people, like beating them up, starving you. And it was like a lot of times I was back there, I was falling into that trend of, you know, shit the laws down, talking shit, rattling the door and all that. But then that shit got real one day and I did some shit to a lawman, and you know what I'm saying? They played on me and doing visit and got me out the cell and thinking I'm gonna go to visit, man. And they got me in that hallway right there and beat my motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Then when they took me back in the cell, you know what I'm saying, they kicked the goddamn shit out of me. So they, you know what I'm saying, that was that one time right there. They left me in there cuffed up for probably about 6 hours, you know what I'm saying, on the floor. I'm hurt. So then they come in there and they were like, get the cuffs off. Yeah, you'll sit your ass down now. And I'm saying to myself, shit, I'm cool after that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was playing dirty. So my neighbor was telling me, say, man, you know, you ain't finna eat for about a week. And I'm thinking to myself, man, they gonna feed me, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't lying. It wasn't a week. I went 4 days without eating. So that was the thing. They had 3 shifts. So they would tell the shift, hey, we not feeding. Let me see. I was in 209. They were like, don't feed 209 because he did such. So when the next shift come on, they pass it on. Don't feed 209. And then breakfast. Don't feed 209. And I'm back there beating and shit. So, you know, we all back here together. You know, man, here you go. And they might slide down whatever they don't eat. And then, but yeah, man, that shit in SIG, man, back in them 90s, it was dangerous. I seen people lose their life. I seen the laws like literally bust a dude's head open where you can see his brains because they just kicked him down the steps or whatever like that. And the women were sadistic too, you know what I'm saying? And then here was another thing. I was there when Captain Strain was there. So, you know what I'm saying? That was another thing too. Like, it was just certain shit you couldn't do if Strain was on shift. But at night, bro, they would do that third shift. I don't care. Everywhere, the holiday unit to Coffield, that third shift treacherous.
Ferguson too. Ferguson too. That third shift.
They gonna put you on your head. And I didn't risk real shit. I stopped going to breakfast. Once I got on me and cussing, I seen what was jumping. I don't go to breakfast. Fuck that shit. I'm cool.
Nigga not going to breakfast. But again, you don't get them stories from these niggas. I keep saying that. Nigga, they called them the beat 'em up crew on Ferguson. If we went to breakfast, we went in a group. Like, you gotta whoop all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because they did you so dirty over there, man. Okay, my next question. It's really a 2-part question, man. Again, and you giving away some good game, man. But what was your experience like? I know what your Dayroom experience like is coming in there. What was your first experience like hitting them fields and doing that goddamn slavery work for real? What was that like? You know what I'm saying? When you had to first hit them fields and fuck with that cotton, that corn, that molasses, and all that shit there. Talk about that. Did you throw up when you get out there?
Nah, 96. I'm in the fields. I'm in one hole. Go out there. Shit, man. Let me see who the fuck the field boss was. I can't even think of that nigga name. But anyway, he get us out there. We working and shit. And we going. They didn't have cotton. You know what I'm saying? Right at that point, I picked cotton on holiday unit. But on Coffield, they didn't have it. So we out there, you know what I'm saying, 4-stepping. The grass probably about halfway up to my shin. I don't know how to work no Aggie. And then they telling us to line up in the lead row. We already know, if you know, 90s, lead row is a nigga that can beat everybody up in the squad. That's the only way you can be the lead row. You got to beat everybody up in the squad. And the tail row is the second nigga that can beat everybody up. So, you know, you don't stay on beat, they'll tell you, be like, Shay, they'll holler at, I'm gonna use a dude, because he was a lead row one time and I ain't saying nothing talking about. They'd be like, Bubblegum. His name Bubblegum from Houston. They'd be like, man, Bubblegum, God damn it, look at the swing. And you know, that's the swing is when the line is curved, it don't be straight. So he'll come out of line and walk down the line and be checking people like, niggas, scoot up, tighten up. You got to be ass to nuts on the dude in front of you, and you turn sideways hitting on it. So yeah, and we out there, we used to go, that's when the field's going out at 5 in the morning. We come back at 5 in the evening. Nigga be whooped. You know what I'm saying? So then them long ass turn rolls, man, you can't even see the end of that shit. It take like 2 days to get out there. And you picking that motherfucking potatoes, and you gotta put that 50-pound bag on your shit, take it back in the end of the turn roll, get your new one and come back. Yeah, man, that feels, and they out there, like you said, they out there calling you a nigga to your face, talking about your mama. Your mama sucked dick. She should have had an abortion. You ain't shit. Fuck you, nigga. Get your bitch ass over here. That shit was unheard of. I was like, and he called me a nigga to my face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
face, hey, what other jobs did you have? You know, you was there so long. You know what I'm saying? What towards the end, you know, what was the best job? Because we all start in the fields. You know what I'm saying? What was one of the jobs 80%. You started being known for?
80% fields. I worked SSI. Every time I did work the SSI, I went to jail with female. I got caught fucking with female. You know what I'm saying? I can't work SSI.
#1 killer.
Hey.
Yeah, nah.
Hey,
Then I worked in the field. I worked in the fields. I SSI twice. I did the food court 2 times, and then shit, that's it. Mostly just fields.
Right.
Like when the last time I was SSI was 2003, and that's when I got caught with the female and shit. I was banned from working then. After that, I couldn't have another job around officers.
Right, I got you. Hollywood, he already answered that next question. He talked about his mother. I'm gonna ask him the question underneath there.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see that? Yeah. All right, neighborhood. I got this question here for you, man. Say we spent a lot of times in those day rooms. Some of the inmates you met in those day rooms, we built bonds with. Are you in any contact with any of those homies from Coffield or any of the other units you was with? You know what I'm saying? From them day rooms and from them experiences, even like when you first got there, or even probably when you was just leaving, man. What's your relationship with some of the people that you did time with?
I mean, we grew up together. So for a lot of the dudes, they was there the majority of the time I was there. Yeah, I can say that in that region, they wasn't paroling nobody. So that was a reason why, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people was there. It wasn't a reason I was there like that, you know what I'm saying, because of course I told you, like I said, I signed for that time. But a lot of the guys, I grew up with them. So they like my brothers. A lot of them I still, you know what I'm saying, I'm in contact with. We talk on the phone, check on each other. You know what I'm saying? We fellowship, kick it, link up every now and then, do what we're going to do. But yeah, man, I met a lot of good brothers from a lot of different cities and country towns. I mean, a lot. So I can't never say that prison, even though Coffield is considered the worst of the worst, it was a lot of good brothers on that unit, considering the facts of the conditions and situations we was living in this unorthodox, you know what I'm saying, environment. So I still try to stay in contact because, like I say, that became my family. They became my immediate family. That's who I'm around every day. We're the ones being able to see the deaths, the hardships, you know, the lockdowns. When you needed something, we there. Don't worry, you ain't get no money. I got you, man. I'm gonna see you 15. Like when things was going wrong, there was the people we leaned on, the ones that we was closest to. We built those bonds with. We was one standing, you know what I'm saying, through all of this. And 20 years is a long time to be with an individual that you actually didn't know prior to that.
Yeah, coming in.
Be tighter with them than with some of your own friends or family members. It's a special experience, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up that I had to have that type of experience inside of, you know what I'm saying, a prison.
A prison. Got you, man. It's on you, OG.
So let me ask this neighborhood real. How much time did you do in total before you was released, right? And what year were you released?
I got out in 2013.
After what? 22?
No, 2013.
No, I'm talking about how many years?
22 years. 22 years and 4 months.
22 years, 4 months. All right.
Yeah, because I was already locked up. When I got sentenced, I got incarcerated because, like I said, I had charges in Dallas and Fort Worth. So before I got sentenced in Fort Worth, I had already got locked up in Dallas. And then they sent me over there and they fucked around. And I lied. I was telling them my name was something else. I was going by an alias, and they fucked around and let me out. And then they had to go find me again. They caught up with me and I came back. So all total, that's how I ended up having that 22 years.
You still trying to be slick, huh?
Still trying to be slick. Hey, all right, let's give people this, man, because a lot of people learning about you, and you know that's what the day room is about, man, telling our stories, man. For some of your family that may be watching, or different people you may be know, or you know, some of the audience that's watching, how did you prepare yourself mentally in prison for your release? So you just said you was getting handcuffed, fighting the laws, talking to women. How did you start preparing to, like, all right, I'm finna be back home? And what was that like while you was in prison preparing to come home? Give us that process of that change in thought. Did you put yourself on that 45 self-cell restriction? Yeah.
Hey, ain't gonna lie, right? I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, right? once I got locked up and I started doing the time, I researched my case. I could have overturned, I could have went back to court, but I didn't want to lose my time. So I just accepted the fact, hey, I'm gonna be here 30 flat years. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be almost 57 years old, you know what I'm saying, when I get out. So I just really didn't I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, I did this, I did that. I didn't, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. All I did was start reading a lot. I started educating myself about different stuff because it was just, in my mind, I needed to be functioning inside this prison. So the more I educated myself, the more prolific I got with my wordplay and learning different things, how to attack a female, because I'm on the mess with a female. I'm trying to attack the female in a certain way, beat their mentality up so I can get in and put my game down. That's all I was thinking about, trying to make my time comfortable as possible because I got a long way to go. I knew one day I'm going to get out, but when I start probably get like a 5-year window right there in that last 5 years, I start preparing then. I never thought about preparing at all, bro. I was just really trying to elevate myself that way, you know what I'm saying, and just find my niche in prison. Like where do I really fit in right here? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We down here being crips and all that and doing the bullshit, but at the same time, I just wasn't on that because that's not really who I am anyway, to just be always in some bullshit. I just wanted to do something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. I ain't gonna lie to you and say, yeah, I thought about this and I need to go to church and do this. And maybe I need to do this.
Nah, I ain't going no church.
Yeah,
I ain't going no church. Yeah. It's on you, OG. What you got?
So man, look, real, and I know feelings are different for different people when they're getting out. Some people getting out the families, some people getting out started from ground zero, right? So, and I just want you to explain to me and CRIPTonite and the audience, what was it like for you, your first day home?
Shit. You want the truth? The truth is, my first day, okay, before my first day home, I tried to catch a case. I tried to catch a case and stay in prison. Because
what?
Yeah, listen. The rumor was when we didn't get the stimulus package, right? 2008, they didn't do the stimulus package. And then, Rick Perry asked for, some money for the prisons, and Obama sent a team out of the prison. And he's like, man, you got all these people that can make parole. We ain't getting you no money. They got 15 years or better. You don't get no money. Y'all got to, you know what I'm saying? That's it. So that's actually how I got out. They kicked everybody out, hoping that we'll come back. So in the process of that, when I went down there to make parole, they had this dude named Paul Kill. Anybody been on Region 3, they know Paul Kill. He a hoe. So, and he had told my mama one time, anybody got murder case or rape, I ain't never letting them out. They ain't never voting for them. Fuck them. They can die in prison. So now my mom dead, you know what I'm saying? So now I go down there and see him. He my commissioner. I go in there and he introduced himself, and I'm like, oh, shit. I finally get to say something to him. Of course, I'm holding all this pain inside, and I go in on him in there and knock all the shit off the desk and storm out. And I feel like I feel vindicated out of him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I offended my mama, bro. So I got to give you this shit right here. So I go back to the block. They come down there, the major and them. They like say, man, come back up here, man. They need to talk to you. Man, I fuck that parole. I ain't going nowhere. I don't give a damn. So I go back up there, and dude's telling me, if you fill out a pink form, you made parole. I'm looking over there, you got the pink form. I'm like, okay, cool. So Valentine's Day, sitting on the bench, you know what I'm saying, with my home, we topping up, get the paper. I said, look, I got my parole paper. I handed it to him, like, man, I already know I got 3 years set off. So shit, we sitting there, and he opened it, he like, man, why you playing? I said, what? Man, you made parole. Bullshit, nigga, let me see that. I got an F by 3. So now I'm on this count time, 7 o'clock. I'm on the tier. I'm looking out the window, thinking, damn, I done made parole, but now I don't really know. Actually, I'm conflicted in my feelings. Like, damn, I could go home. My mama gone. I'm like, everybody in my family dead damn near. And I'm like, nigga, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do out there. I'm looking outside at the door where the laws live at. I'm looking at the BQs and shit. I'm like, nigga, that shit ain't for me out there. Fuck that shit. I ain't going. And I told him when I went back in the day room, man, fuck that shit. I'm gonna fuck that shit out, bro. I don't want to go nowhere. I'm gonna do my whole sentence, and then that way I gotta give him shit. He told me I was tripping. I was like, nah, man. And I was working at SEG at the time, you know what I'm saying, on the food court. Like you said, the Nigerians, you know how they are, they assholes. So I go back there every day talking shit to the Nigerians, trying to just get into it and get a case. And I actually end up getting into it with a Nigerian, had him by the collar against the bars. We tussling over a box. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they get me locked up, but the lieutenant, well, not the lieutenant, the captain came. I know him. Said CO. He named Peacock. He come back there like, man, what the fuck you doing? And don't you got an FI? Like, yeah. Man, take your ass home, man. I ain't finna let you, man, take your ass home. Don't come back to work no more. You ain't never got to come back. Just stay on the block, man. Just take your ass home. So I was like, man, bitch ass shit. So I go and I keep trying to get in trouble, bro. I don't want to go. So everybody telling me the laws, they grew up with us too. Go home, nigga. What's wrong with you? Don't you want to go home? But they not understanding, bro. Like I said, my mama fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel lost. Like ain't nothing out there for me. So anyway, long story short, I go home. My first day at home, I get home. It's cool. I see my daughter and shit. And man, the next day I had to go report. So when I leave the report, I didn't get to go to my mama's funeral. So I wanted to go to that cemetery. That shit deep, but
yeah, take your time. Take your time, man. Take your time, man.
That shit is like, so you know, nigga, it just made me think back. You know what I'm saying? So look, I go out there and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That was hard. So it was like, I heard her talking to me, telling me, like, you here now. You remember everything I told you to do. You got to do that shit now. So I just told myself, you know what? I'm going to do exactly that, man. I'm going to just do everything I'm doing is for my mama. It's not really for me. However, I may feel conflicted or something like that, I'm gonna push that shit to the side and do what I got to do for her because I need her to be proud of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I fucked up. And the only way I'm going to fix it is I got to go out here and clean this shit up that I did. So, yeah, you got to stand on business. Now, I can speak to that too because you and Hollywood both, you know, did time. You know, where y'all mothers wasn't present. For you, it was part of it. For Hollywood, it was his whole time. But I say that when I tell my story, and some people may trip on that. I be like, man, the only thing that kept me from being a monster the rest of my life was that my mama would hug on me. You know what I'm saying? Having that. And I realized because she would come up there to give me compassion. And so now that you say that, if I would have lost my mother in prison, I would never knew what compassion was. So when people hearing you like you don't want to go home, I understand it because when you wanted to go home, they wouldn't let you go. So now they trying to kick you out and you like, man, I'm gonna ride out and do my whole time because you had time to do. At that point, people don't understand the 22 and turn to 8. And you like, fuck that 8, I'm out. And you gonna ride down on their ass. Well, Hollywood had a life sentence. So he had to play the role till he get out. But that mama hugging on you part is important. And I'm not only saying that for me, you or Hollywood. I'm saying that for the mothers that are listening who kids are in prison, right? I'm speaking directly to the mothers who are listening, who have kids that are in prison. Listen, man, if your child or if you a woman and you have somebody you know in prison, right? Show that young man and show that man some compassion, man. Listen, hug on that man. He may be a fuck up today, but he may be great later in life. But hug on him. Write him a letter. You might not have the money. You might not have this, but show that man some compassion because in them conditions, it turned your mind into being a monster to where when this man lost his mother, he didn't even want to go home. So, hey, man, I hope his story, I hope what we telling y'all is real. If you outside the fence and you dealing with somebody that's locked up, man, show them some compassion because people could lose hope in there. And it ain't like nobody that loses hope, man, especially a man. The world will be a fucked up place when a man loses his hope, man. So show some love, man. I hope y'all learned something there that the shit real, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight and again, salute Neighborhood Real for being real, man, because that's the shit it take. And only a nigga can only tell it that really been through that shit, bro. That shit is not no game, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not.
Yeah, that shit is not no game. All right. So you kind of explain what you needed to do to readjust. And you say going to that graveyard made you focus on readjusting and give life a chance. Making your mama proud gave you ability to what you needed to do to readjust, right? That's what I really got from that, right?
Right.
None of them programs or none of that shit. You was willing to risk it all again, but going to the grave gave you ability to readjust. So okay, Hollywood, go on hit them with 14.
So man, let me ask this here. So number 14, you know, because there's a lot of people listening, right? There's 142 people in the chat. We never know who may be locked up. We never know who may be getting out, right? Neighborhood Real. And we all got different advices and we all got secrets to allow us to be free, right? And what are your advice to somebody that's getting out of prison and that feel like they want to go back? They might not have that mechanism that you had where they go into the grave site, right? That was your power to keep pushing, right? What is your secret to staying free? And what would your be advice to a person that's getting out on how to stay out?
Shit. Find you somebody, man, like decide what you really want to do with yourself, right? Just find that purpose right there. Second, I'm gonna tell them, like, man, find you somebody you can talk to, because this shit gonna get hard out here, and you're gonna feel like it's just you by yourself. And there's gonna be times that you want to give up, but you know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to connect with me or somebody else that been locked up, because you can't talk to nobody that never did no time. They're not going to understand what you're feeling and what you're going through. Only the people, you know what I'm saying, of like situations and experiences going to be able to give you some type of, you know what I'm saying, understanding of what you can do if we've been out here long enough. The third is, man, patience. It takes a lot of patience. And fourth is discipline. You're going to have to discipline yourself, man, and really understand if you want to be successful, you want to get your life back on track, you're going to have a lot of discipline about what you're doing, who you're around, what type of females you messing with, what type of environments you're going to be in. And pretty much, man, that'll prepare you in the right direction if you just do those things right there. If you don't have those tools, you know what I'm saying, then again, be around somebody that's doing the right thing, man, because me personally, I was around both sides in the beginning, and I was still kind of like, damn, the fool getting it. But then I'm over here like, man, I can't do no more time. I'm out here now. My kids, I'm seeing shit, my grandkids, and I'm, you know, seeing different family on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, I'm cool. And it's like, you look at all the mistakes that you made, and I think about like, why did I go to prison? And then I'm doing good. I'm working. I got a job. My first job, I was getting paid $8 an hour. I thought that shit was some hell of a money. You know what I'm saying? Working in prison for free. Nigga want to beat the law up for trying to go to work. You know what I'm saying? They won't let y'all. So, shit. Nigga, you know how them niggas is down there. Bitch, tell that hoe to open that motherfucking door, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Nigga down there tripping. So, be like, man, and my camera tripped out. Look, fix the camera. But anyway, nigga be on that type of time, man, and you just be like, you need somebody to talk to, and you know, and it's gonna get hard. But it's somebody like me, myself, right? I already been through a lot of stuff, so it's kind of like I can tell you, like, I'm gonna show you how to get your credit up. I'm gonna show you how to, you know what I'm saying, go apply for a job, where to go get a job. Like I tell dudes all the time, you want to drive a truck? I'm gonna tell you how to go get your CDL for free. I know how to do it. I'm gonna tell you how to go get it, and I can tell you what the test consists of. All that, anything to do with that trucking, I can tell you. Anything to do with trying to build your credit up, I'm gonna tell you. You want to know how to get a loan? I can tell you. I already been through it. You know what I'm saying? So me going through a lot of stuff. So when dudes come home, I got some information. I'm gonna give you the quick route. You don't have to take the long route and go through the trials and tribulations I went through. I'm gonna give you the quick route and just be patient and get there. And I still need help, bro. I don't know everything. I still need people to talk to it and get me back in focus. Because sometimes, man, like I say, and we all been through this, bro. And I mean, I don't know niggas want to admit it or whatever. Man, we psychologically and emotionally scarred from that prison. And we did some decades. Anything over 5 years, boy, you hurt. You fucked up. You know what I'm saying? We may not want to admit it, But I can be the first to tell you, like, man, I know I'm psychologically fucked up and mentally fucked up and emotionally fucked up from that. That's 22 years, bro. I got locked up. I was 23, finna be 23. Man, I spent half my life free and half of it locked up. How can I not be messed up, being incarcerated and going through the shit we going through tonight? That shit not normal. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. That's just what it is.
All right, I got this one here for you, neighborhood. This the question. Give us one lesson that you learned while you was locked up that sticks with you today. I know you got many, but give us one lesson that you didn't learn when you was on the streets, but that you learned in your 22 years that you apply today as you move around out here.
The one lesson I learned the most, again, bro, I'm gonna stress it. Discipline. Learn some discipline about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to break myself down. I had to understand who I was. I had to reinvent myself. So I had to understand like what my strengths were, what my weaknesses were, and I tried to make all my weaknesses, if I could, make them into strengths. And it took discipline to do that. And it took a lot of understanding of who I was, not blame somebody else, not put the situation at fault on somebody's behavior or because they did this or that. I'm the first problem. I had to take the responsibility, accountability for self. And then that was the lesson I told myself when I got out here. When shit get hard, it's not the people at the job fault. It's not my girlfriend fault. It's not my sister fault. It's not my daddy fault. It's not my homeboy fault. It's my fault. It's my fault because it's something that I'm lacking or I'm not paying attention to that I should be, or I'm not disciplining myself enough to be patient, to just wait and understand what I'm seeing and go through it, because everything gonna just last through a season. You know what I mean?
Right. Good. I mean, good thing. Last question, man. After Hollywood asked this question, Neighborhood Real, we're gonna take some questions from the chat. The chat been willing to ask you some questions, man. They got some good stuff in there. So we is going to acknowledge the chat. The show has went a plan. We coming up right on the 1 hour mark of our interview. And Hollywood, fire off the last question, man.
All right, before I say this, even before I get to that last question, I got to say this, man. Real live people, real live stories. And you can't get that nowhere else but here at the Ferguson Chronicle, where we keep it 110 all the way across the board, man. So let's get to that last question, Neighborhood Real. It's a kid right now, man, because we already know how kids are with technology out here. I'm not meaning a baby. I'm talking about a person that's underage, right? But sometimes underages watch the show, right? They watching you right now, man. They watching this interview and watching the things you've been through, your trauma and your willingness to go back to prison due to the fact because the past of your mother. And I like to call it expensive pain. That's what we all went through, which is expensive pain. And like CEO Hockley said, it's not a lot of men that's willing to get on here to show that side. They always want to show the macho side. They don't want to show the side and say, you know what, man, when I got the time, I went back to the cell and cried. And that shit hurt like a baby. They don't want to say that. It's only very few will admit that. However, you did it today. So like CEO said, I salute you for that, man. But what would be your advice to a kid that's going down the same road that you were going down, right? What would you do or what would you say to deter him from going where you come from or from picking up some of the things that would lead him to prison?
That's a good question. So I already pretty much did that in prison. So if I had a kid that was watching me and they was doing this, and we're gonna say hypothetically they looking up to me, I'm gonna ask them why they want to be me. Why you want to be me? I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I went to prison. That means if I go to prison, I get caught, I lost in the game. Right? You haven't lost yet. You still in the game. You still on the field. I got sidelined. I got put, I got put out the game. So why would you want to be me? Why look up to me or somebody that, gave away 22 years of their life they can't never get back and just to have a reputation? Well, what are you going to garner from that? So you want to be like me and be behind the 8 ball and be chasing the dreams that everybody should have had when I'm your age? I could have had a dream and did all the things I should have done and been done with it, retired at 40. You still got opportunity. So why don't be me? You know what I'm saying? Be better than me. Show me you can be better than me, man. Don't be me. Fuck this shit, whatever. What you want to look at it as glorifying or as being tough or whatever, bro. Don't be me. Don't be nobody like me, because that we losers. We lost in the game. And you know what I'm saying? And it's just a fact. We want to admit it or not, the game is to be won. It ain't never to get caught up and lose, because you get incarcerated, you lost. You know what I'm saying? You're on the bench until they put you back out on the field. We out on the field now. So we winning. So I would tell them and encourage them, like, man, if you go through something, come talk to me. If you're going to do something, at least let me instruct you, you know what I'm saying, to show you, man, there's a better way, the opposite side of that. There's something better over here if you do this opposite of that. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell them something that I really be going through every day. Now, I'm going to say every day, but shit, I know how to go through at least 3 times a week or 4, you know what I'm saying? And it's those burdens that I carry, you know what I'm saying? And those demons that I carry from all the things, you know what I'm saying? My lifestyle I was living. So, man, that shit don't go away. And so if I break that down to them and tell them, I ain't going to say it on here, but if I was in their face, I would,
understood.
And, and let them feel that and see where I'm coming from, I think that most times that's going to deter them. Because I told dudes in prison, hey, bro, they be like, man, you know all the shit, man. Give me some knowledge. You know about you cripping and shit. I said, here, read this book and then come back in 3 days. I'm going to quiz you on it. If you don't know nothing about the book, I don't want to talk to you. Plus, do you got a GED? Because I don't talk to dumbass people. So go get your GED and read that book and then come back and holler at me. We can chop it up. I don't fuck with dummies.
Facts.
Right, man. Well, neighborhood real. It's been real. We not finna end the show. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get the people in the chat. Look, so many people have been in the chat. Shout out to the support in the chat. It's nothing but love. But this is what I want y'all to do, because y'all know I will fuck up the audio and I will delete the nigga ass off of here by bullshitting with the chat. If you got a question, if you already posted the question, can you repost the question in the chat right now? I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to retype it or whatever. What questions do y'all have for Neighborhood Real that we haven't answered already? And post that in the chat. Y'all put that bullshit up there. We just going to skip over that shit. We having a real conversation. We talking real business. So if you got any real questions, anything that's meaningful to the conversation, put it in the chat, because y'all are watching us and y'all are participating in this. And hey, the Dayroom is the people's channel, right? So, hey, I want the people to have a voice too. Type your question or something you may want to know in the chat about one of the experiences he talked about or something he didn't talk about. Put that in the chat and Neighborhood Real to choose to answer it or not. But, hey, I don't want y'all to think y'all ignore it. Appreciate y'all for watching the show. Appreciate y'all for enjoying this, man. Hey, Neighborhood real quick, while they ask some questions in the chat. Earlier, I was talking about that goddamn penitentiary peach cobbler. I ain't met a motherfucker that could make that motherfucking hard crust, nigga. Say, they think I'm bullshit, man.
Hey, guess what I said? Tomorrow, I'm gonna go live and make a crack cake. Penitentiary crack cake that I used to make.
Penitentiary crack cake, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, I ain't found nobody make that hard ice cookie crumble goddamn peach cobbler that niggas having right there.
I know somebody. Shout out to Dancer that worked at OEL. That nigga used to make the coldest motherfucking peanut butter cookies, the peach cobbler, and the carrot cake that the motherfucking laws used to come in there and be big, and the warden used to come in there and ask him to cook something. Yeah, shout out to Dancer, man. Anybody been on Coffield Dancer, man? 30 years flat.
Shout out to Eric Scott, man. Eric Scott say grown folks talk right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Boss Cloud say great content. No bragging and no bullshit. I don't know how to pronounce that P word, nigga. I'm
pompous. That's pompous. No pompous bragging.
Yeah, there you go. Help me out, nigga. Read that shit for me. I ain't got my glasses on. Yeah. All right, we got one from Greg B, man. Greg B say, Ags Neighborhood Real, was it ever a time during his sentence when it seemed like he could finally relax and wasn't in a constant tension his whole sentence?
Yeah. Man, once you get, we're gonna talk penitentiary lingo. When you get in the girly game, when I started getting in the girly game, penitentiary was changing like from the 90s to the 2000s. Like Hockley said before, man, one time on the live, the Safe Prison Act that was starting to be implemented. So it wasn't so much violence going on. You couldn't just be doing all that no more. So, but when you in the girly game, you trying to live your life comfortable in prison, you kind of shy away from all the bullshit. So you're not caught up into that day-to-day getting into it. Now, I did, you know what I'm saying, participate in certain things here and there, but at the most important, man, I can honestly say I had some good motherfucking times on that unit sitting behind me. I'm talking about some great ass times. Like I wasn't even locked up. We wasn't even locked up. We was doing our best times right there. And it been some worse times. But it never was tension unless it was something in the air for as a race ride or, you know, some gang shit or whatever. But I think anyone that's sitting up here can say, even though we locked up and ain't nothing great about prison, it was some good times in that prison. It wasn't always fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Nick be lying, they say that. You know what I'm saying? It's good times in the prison. Yeah, he know. You know what I'm saying? See, you forget you locked up. See, this is like the world right here. You know, this is our world.
We got Daily Smoke from your page. He say neighborhood real. Honestly, I think this is what you are. Best interview. I want to say this is the best interview, my opinion. I put this number one so far. That he's saluting you. We got Austin, Texas in the building. He asking a question. He say, has he ever read 48 Laws of Power? Yeah, go on read those books there now. I ain't got my glasses.
Yeah, it said 48 Laws of Power, Epictetus, Machiavelli, and The Art of War, and many other books similar to those. Yeah, I read all those books. I personally don't like I really don't like them 48 Hours of Power books. I don't personally. I recommend if you're going to read something like that, you should read the Book of Chi. Machiavelli is a good one. The Two Sons of Art of War is a good one. I would read, you know what I'm saying, the basic understanding of human behavior. That's a good one. The basic, you know what I'm saying, instructions of psychology and, you know what I'm saying, thought process. That's a good one. I got a gang of books.
Oh, well, okay, wait. I got a question for you. Interrupt you real quick. Give us the top 3 books that help shape your understanding. You know, we all got them books. After we read that bitch, it was like, damn, I got to do something different now. Give us your top 3.
Cindy Shelton, Master of the Game, right?
Okay.
The Book of Chi, and the Art of War.
Okay. Yeah, I read the first 2.
Yeah. You know that Master of the Game, a fool.
Yeah, and when you saying the Book of Chi, you talking about old Castro partner, right?
Nah, that's Che Guevara. I'm talking about the Book of Chi is from Asia. So it basically tells you how to spiritually set yourself up.
Oh, okay.
It tell you how to spiritually set yourself up.
All right. So y'all heard them top 3 books, man. Them neighborhood real top 3 books, man. He just gave them y'all. Somebody type that in the chat. Say it again for him.
Cindy Shelton, Master of the Game, the Book of Chi, and what the fuck I say? Oh man, that made me think about the shit.
No, you said
I just read another book and they read for another book.
Oh, they reading the thing. Yeah, I think you said the Art of War.
Yeah, the Art of War. Yeah, my Two Sons. My son, Two Sons. The original, because it's a small book. If it's this original, it's small. The original is small, and it's written in and you know it's Japanese, so it's written in Japanese and English. Right, you got to get that version. Yeah.
All right, we got Captain in there. Captain, man, Hollywood, I'm finna block Cap, man. If he ain't coming up with no way to get that piece cobbler out that motherfucker, I don't want to hear about nothing else. Okay, Captain, say Coffield, the wagon wheel unit star unit, the 4th tier, heat rounders unit old school. What's that he talking about?
Rotunda. He talking about it's four rows. It's a rotunda. They call that shit the bird cage a rotunda because it's 6 wings off of each one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah, I got what you're saying.
So they in the inside, they walking around in a circle. They can see
around in the sun.
So they, you know what I'm saying? And it's hot in the motherfucker. There ain't no goddamn AC and heat on Coffield.
Melvin Williams say, great conversation, fellas. What happened to them dudes in the penitentiary? who can tell you who to put them on. What do you mean? What happened to them?
They say what happened to the dudes in the penitentiary who can tell you who put them on. I don't know what happened on them dudes. Hey, look at this dude right here. Put this dude up here, 916 Monster.
Oh yeah, I'm going down. I'm pulling them all up. You got one here. Ask Neighborhood Real, how hard was it being from LA but having to be in the funk in the middle of the chaos or something like that?
It was it was easy because you got to look at I'm living in Los Angeles in the 80s, coming into the 90s, man, and then come back to Texas. You're like, damn, they're 15, 20 years ahead. So it's like when I came back, dudes was tripping on how I'm moving and how I'm thinking and talking because they ain't never seen it. Now, this dude's coming from California. I'm not saying they blind, they dumb to it, but just overall in the streets when everything started turning up, that shit was normal to me. That shit was really normal. Like, I already did that. That shit ain't exciting. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't shocking to me. You know what I mean? So it was pretty much like a lot of dudes thought I was going to. When I came back to Texas, I ain't even for a lot. I wasn't no gang banging because I wasn't supposed to be here. I just came. My mama was sick, and I was just here taking care of my mama. And then I ended up just, staying, and I was going to go back, and I just kept going back and forth. And I caught that case. And then I kind of like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I just stayed and I kept dipping back and forth. So I didn't come down here on no gang banging shit, but I still had that gang banging mentality. So I was on some other shit. I was doing other stuff. So I didn't want no gangs then. Wasn't no gangs then. Everybody was just, it was cool. You could just claim it. You didn't have to get put on. Yeah, so we wasn't turned up. Niggas was already having names. Niggas was already, I'm gonna say this before work. Niggas was already doing dirt. Niggas was already busting pistols and doing that type of shit without the gangs. So niggas like, you know what I'm saying? The gangs enhanced the niggas' reputation because they already had one. So it just kind of like put them on another level. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I got this next question
that's
for
pretty
you.
much my experience.
I got this next question for you. It's good. Now you've been real all the way up until this point. So don't get on this motherfucker line. You said you cried when the lawman beat you up and he changed you to the motherfucking gate and all that shit, and you cried. So here come a real question for you. I need the honest God truth. Straight up, here it is. And this question is coming in from Janet.
Any CEO. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Who did you get out of jail looking for?
Any nigga been on Coffield with me? No. If I see Crystal Hicks, nigga, Crystal Hicks, you better not be in her face, nigga. It's up. It's up. Even when she married another guard, nigga, I didn't give a damn. Nigga, don't talk to her like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, nigga. Who you got out of jail? Who you got out of jail looking for, nigga? Yeah, don't get on here lying.
Nobody. Hey, one thing about it, none of the females, it was on one female I really looked for. I ain't gonna put her name out there. It was on the one female I really looked for because it was like she was such a police and everybody knows she the cops, but she really fucked with me. Like, you know, she cool. She was cool with certain people. She been there 20 years. So certain people, you know how they do it. They got their favorites. So, but I knew I had a little action with her. She the only person I looked for. Like when I got out, I was like, I don't want to mess with them penitentiary chicks. I grew up with them. I want something new. I don't want them. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm good on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no prison no more. I don't need you. I get my own shit now. You know what I'm saying?
They asked real quick, have you ever read Blue
Whip Days? Yeah, slavery. Yeah, I read that. But I don't read slave books.
Nah, me neither. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
I never read that.
I got you. You know, everybody done read that in there. They think that's the Bible, huh? Yeah. They think Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the Bible in there.
It's a good book.
It is. But I'm saying they think that's the Bible in prison. How does it feel to be able to bond and form that family relationship with your kids and stuff and them grandkids? How does it feel to have your life back?
Beautiful, exhilarating. Sometimes it's, you know what I'm saying, it's hard because I'm still learning. It's like I've been out 10 years. I'm not on parole no more. I still get overwhelmed by stuff, man. I see something new probably once a week that I haven't seen yet or experienced something new. So I always try to like do something for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Give myself an experience or something. Like just say, for instance, like I buy a watch, right? Because that's my little thing. I like watches and hats. You know what I'm saying? So I purposely buy a watch to signify every year I was locked up. I don't go look for certain type of watches. I just go look at watches, and whichever one draws me in, that's the watch I buy for whatever year that I'm buying it for.
Right.
Because you can't get time back. You know what I'm saying? So I try to get a watch. So when I put that watch on, I can remember like, man, I remember this. You know what I'm saying? This was this year. That was that year I was locked up. You know what I'm saying? I can remember what was going on during that time.
Right. Miss Sitting in the Tree say a statement, not a question. You men have put on a heartfelt show with Neighborhood Real. I appreciate this.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, that's what happened, man, when niggas get up here and tell a real prison story.
Hey, you know what I want to know? Why this dude keep calling me Conversary Red?
I don't know. I'm finna get to that. Hold on. That's what we headed. Hold on. Yeah, they right here. Red. It say Commissary Red. That's where I know you from. What's going on with that name? How that got thrown on you?
I don't know. I don't know who Commissary Red is. That ain't my name.
He got the wrong person.
Yeah, see, they ain't never been my name. Conversary Red.
Yeah.
That's your real person, Neighborhood Real.
Ask Neighborhood Real if he recommends getting a CDL in 2024 or getting into another aspect of the trucking industry.
Okay, so I would recommend getting a CDL, right? If you want to get a CDL, whatever city or state you live in, you could go to the Workforce Commission, tell them you want to get in the CDL program. They'll assign you up there, have you fill out some paperwork. They'll tell you to do some job search. You can go online and write down some jobs, whatever. They're going to put you on the wait list. It's going to be about 2 months to 4 months. Again, they're going to put you in. It's going to like a month and a half class. Do that, get your license. Also, while you getting your license on your CDL, you want to be able to, you want to get a tanker endorsement, doubles, triples, right? And if you can get a hazmat, I advise you to get a hazmat if you don't have a felony. And if you can get a TWIC card because you don't have a felony, I advise you to get that also, because what that does, if you don't have your, if you're not willing to go, if you're not looking to go get your own equipment and be your own boss, if you work for a company, you're more valuable with the hazmat and the TWIC card. It enhances your pay and all of that. And in the long run, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to maneuver and do what you need to do. If you're trying to get in different aspects of trucking, from a box truck, well, like say dually to the box truck to the semi, if you asking me, the whole trucking industry right now it's squeezing, man. It's tight. So it's really not, it's not flowing like it was 3 years ago. Not saying that it won't. I'm not saying don't get a semi or nothing like that. You can, but what you got to do though is do some homework, man, and start before you invest in a semi. Do your homework and see if you can find you some type of dedicated lane with a dedicated run every day. And then, you know, trying to measure your money up like that if you looking to get a truck on your own. If not, it's always good. I can always advise this. Go work for a company that has a lease purchase program. Read everything about it. Go different ones. Check into it. See what they got one that best fits you, because it may not fit you. And, you know, because it fit me, it may not fit you. So it's like, you know, go find out the best one for your situation and what you're trying to do and accomplish, set that goal, and then just go from there. It's always good to get the experience working with another company, because if you make mistakes, it costs them and it don't cost you.
Right.
Good information, man. Good informative information, man.
Yeah, good informed from a nigga that's doing it, not a nigga talking about doing it. You kind of said this before. I pointed this out to say, what helped you build your transition? I pointed out the anguish that you went through at the cemetery, but I guess you could get a little bit, not deep, but show a different aspect. Like, was it trucking that really got you there, or was it a job before that? Like, what what kind of put you in a financial stability space out here as you was maneuvering and making your transition? What helped you build?
Okay, so let me back. I'm gonna go back a little bit for you. I was in a program and I got out and I was in this program and my counselor, her name was Mercedes Martinez. And like she like I said, I had to go to the, to the cemetery, whatever. But that motivated me. But with her, man, pushing behind me, like she was my mom, bro. Like she really pushed me. She really was there like she was my mama. And she believed in me. And she showed me every aspect of that program that I can utilize. But she was the one that convinced me because I wanted to go to college. I was like, I want to go to college. I want to go take public speaking. I want to go talk. I can do a TED talk. I know I can. I'm telling her. She said, no, don't do that. Go get a CDL because you'll always have a job. It'll always be money. You'll always be able to take care of yourself. And I'm like, everybody get out of prison and drive trucks. That's like cliche. I don't want to do that. So she sat me down one day and told me, like, look, you're a felon. Look at the charges that you got. It's going to be hard for you to get yourself situated unless you got somebody that's going to take care of you and then you get your own business. If you can't get your own business, this is your best route right here. So I was like, all right, man, I'm going to go on and do it. I let her, I'm respecting her. She's an older woman. So I said, okay, cool. I'm going to do it. And I ain't even going to lie, bro. I went, took it. The day we go do the drive test, so they said, who want to go try to get their license? I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. And I aced that shit the first time out. And man, I was like, that was my first accomplishment, being free, like getting my license. I only been out, like at that point, I had been out like 10 months. Now 11 months. I've been out 11 months. And I got the license, bro. And the first thing I did, I came back and went to the school. I get in my car and I shoot over to the place. And I'm like, what's she? Well, Miss Martinez said I need to talk to her. And then she came out there like, what's wrong? And I'm all excited. She like, what's going on? And we go in the office and I tell her, can I close the door? I got to talk to you. She like, what's going on? I said, just let me close the door, please. And I closed the door and I hugged her and I told her, man, I appreciate you believing in me. Like, man, I got my license. Like, this the first thing I didn't accomplish. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's significant to me. It was like, she was like, what? It's like she was happy and it was like, cool. And it was like, that was my starting point. And so I was still on the monitor. I was on GPS monitor for 27 months. So I was working for Starbucks warehouse. And I end up making a coup at the warehouse one time. I made everybody stop working because of the conditions and how they had it set up. They was driving us at night. So I made everybody quit working and they had to come to the GM had to come down there, get out of his bed and come down there and talk to me. And I had looked the company up, got all the paperwork and made everybody sign this shit. I set it up. And this is just some shit my mama told me when she went through this lawsuit, how to handle jobs and shit for discrimination and stuff. So I set everything up, had everybody sign, told them nobody do nothing. They can't fire everybody if we stick together. So they told me, hey man, go back to work and we'll talk tomorrow. No, we're not going back to work. We're going home. So they were like, well, you just come back in tomorrow in the morning and talk to us. I said, I can't come back. I'm on a month. I can't come back to work till 5 in the evening. You know what I'm saying? When I leave here, I got to stay in. So they were like, okay, we'll be here. So they had a meeting and they talked to me and they asked me, how did I get all the people to stop working? When I was the oldest one there, everybody was like kids. And so it just started. So a lot of people's like positions, like being supervisors, they were like 20. So they didn't know how to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I shut that shit down. They gave me a supervisor position. And then I told them how to rearrange the aisles so it'll make it efficient for us to load the pallets so we can ship out shit because we shipping out like $10 to $20 million worth of product every night. So I worked there until I got off the monitor. And then I started driving I drive flatbed for 6 months. And then I started driving a cement truck. But driving a cement truck was really what kind of like propelled me financially, because it paid good, the hours and everything. But I mean, like I wanted to get my own truck, but I wasn't ready. So I kept on working. Then I started working for another company, delivering groceries for grocery supply down there in Houston. And I did that. And then I made another transition, worked for another company. And then I was working for another company. And then my cousin, she was doing box trucks. She gave me some game of what she was doing. So I just quit. I told my partner, bro, let's go get a box truck together. We can get some money. My cousin gave me some game about it. He was like,
Right.
man, I ain't ready. I just quit my job the next day on a whim. Let's fuck it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just quit and got the box truck and got on. You know what I'm saying?
Went up. Hey, real quick before we close out, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great show. We're finna get ready to close it out. I got one more thing coming from the chat. Captain Jeremy. All right. He say he wants you to remember an incident. He don't really want to discuss the incident. He just want to see if you remember this incident, right? Because, you know, I guess it's an honor to be able to see you on this side. He say he knows me when I was a young Coffield unit in 2001, February 8th. Pumpkin knows me. I was young, but P2 hallway that morning, and a sorry sucker stuck me in the right
side.
Right side. I really don't want to talk about it, but he want to see if you remember that. In 2001 on P2 wing, a guard was stabbed.
I wasn't back there on 2001. I wasn't on in SEG back then. I wasn't on medium custody. I was on P4 then. In 2001, I was on V wing P4.
Oh, you was on P4. All right, man. It's been real with your neighborhood real. This is what we gonna do though. We just ain't gonna let you go. We're gonna let you give your spiel, man. I know you done gave a whole bunch of spiel, but you know what I'm saying? Don't give us a sermon. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 minutes on the pulpit, and we gonna start playing the goddamn music on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Get the ass out of here.
But now,
hey,
man,
this is a question right here. You missed a good question right there. That's
okay,
a good question.
What's the question?
The
you
sayings,
know, I ain't got my glasses on.
Okay. They say big ups to moms. The case sounded familiar when you first mentioned back in the day. What year was it again? They talk about my mom lawsuit. So I'm gonna give a brief quick and then we can end it. My mom sued a bank in Fort Worth back in 1980. She was working there. She was a teller, and what she would do, she was a lead teller. And when people come in, she would train them. And then over time, she kept training people, and they would become her supervisor. They would never promote her. She was always good enough to promote them to be and train them to be a supervisor, but they wouldn't give her the position. So she ended up quitting and sued the bank. It took 9 years for her to win it. Went through a lot of trials and tribulations. My mama struggled, you know what I'm saying? Hard, like real hard. And that's what really got me out in the streets, because I didn't want to see my mama struggling. And she got 2 kids she taking care of, and she working her ass off, you know, working for American Airlines, trying to do this lawsuit and putting every penny into this lawyer. And so I was just like, you know, that's how I ended up going to California, trying to, you know what I'm saying, get the burden on my mama. I was getting in trouble. And so she, you know, she was like being perseverance through the whole situation, man. And so in '89, my mama, through all the channels being denied, she finally went up and go to the Supreme Court in 1989. My mama go in front of the Supreme Court. We go to Washington, D.C., and they hear the case. And you know what I'm saying? And it was a precedent case. And my mama ended up winning the case and suing the bank. She ended up winning. And it's in the law book. So this was like back in September '89. She won, you know, that precedent case over that bank, and they end up causing that bank to shut down because of that. Because they went back, and a lot of my mama friends that she had acquired doing that job, they went against her because of the bank. They didn't want to lose their job. They, you know, back then it was pressure. So she lost a lot of friendships and went through a lot of hardships because people turned on her. They didn't believe in it. But my mama stood strong in that shit because she knew she had something. But through the course of that, I never had a job. I never got a job until I got out. So my mama was always talk to me about it, because she would be up late night studying this stuff and then working. And my mom was on kidney dialysis. She needed a kidney. So I would be up, you know what I'm saying? Or we'd be talking on the phone or whatever. And she always used to tell me like, man, you know, one day, you know what I'm saying, you might need this. You know what I'm saying? You need to know what's going on, and just telling me, just giving me game. You know what I'm saying? But I watched it. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, just to see my mama stand in front of that Supreme Court, man, and stand up and they tell her she won, you know what I mean? Like, that shit, like, crazy, bro. That's one of the greatest experiences I can say I had in my life, to see my mama win that.
Yeah,
that shit
to
was
see
deep,
a person
you know what I'm saying?
stay down. All right, man, lead the people on whatever notes you want to go, man.
All right, man. Man, I want to tell everybody, man, first and foremost, let me thank the, you know what I'm saying, the host, both of the hosts, man, for, you know what I'm saying, allowing me to come on and tell my story, you know what I'm saying, raw or funny or whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying, which, you know what I'm saying, I greatly appreciate. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that's watching this, man, don't let this be my testimony be it's just something on YouTube. Try to take some of the stuff that I said or probably what I went through, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, be encouraged to go look at some of the, you can go look on Hot Thoughts and look at some of the interview I did with him. I'm gonna do another interview on Cartoons channel too. And I got my own thing I'm doing on my documentaries on my own channel called Back Down Memory Lane. You know what I'm saying? It's more detail about my childhood and what I went through. I'm not talking about nothing, no crime or glorifying anything. If I can say anything to anybody right now, man, that's young, man, stay away from games. Games not going anywhere. There's nothing in the game, man. It's not like it used to be. At one time when I was in it, it had something in it, but it still wasn't positive. So if you can change your life, man, in another direction, be a better version of any of us that been incarcerated, and put yourself in a better position, man, and don't be a loser, you know what I'm saying, in the game of life. Because if you're on your chessboard, you the only person that know what pieces need to be moved. You the only person that's sitting on that board challenging the world, because that's who on the other side of it. And you got to try to win at every cost. So every move that you make sure it's calculated, make sure it's thought out, discipline yourself, prepare yourself and playing wisely. And man, you know what I'm saying, try to win every day, because nothing's given to us. And especially, and I'm not being racist, but just, you know what I'm saying, us as Black people, we got it hard. And anybody else, you know what I'm saying, that's going through something that's being prejudiced against, whether the race or whatever, that's hard too. So we have to unify ourselves like we did today, man. And I know a lot of people may be thinking like, damn, I didn't even think them fools even fuck with each other. But see, they just show you the perception of what you see on YouTube is not always real. You know what I'm saying? It's actually real stuff that go on. And like he said earlier, CEO said earlier, we may not get a lot of views for this. You might not get a lot of hype for this because it's real. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't glorifying nothing. I was just being honest. You know what I'm saying? We don't get the story where somebody lost a fight. And that's true. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to lose a fight in life. But the thing about it is to get back up, man, and be able to stand on your 10 and keep moving forward. Because guess what? It's just a loss. It's not the end of everything. So just take the loss, man, because it's a lesson to be learned in that experience for you to prepare yourself to be successful. Man, just, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say.
All right, real, man. Hey, man, we appreciate you, bro, man. Salute to you.
Appreciate being here.
All right, salute. That is OG, man. You done pulled off another one, man.
No, man, you know it ain't no. This is a team. You can't win the championship by yourself, man. You got to bring a group of guys together, a group of whomever together, man, to collab this shit, man. And it was a great show, man. It was a Thanksgiving show, man, for the ages. You know, I know many people didn't see Neighborhood Real in that light, but now they see him and his story and what he's about, man. And that's what the Ferguson Chronicle about, man. It's bringing real live people together with real live stories, you know. And that's what we did tonight, man.
Right, man. And that was dope, man. Again, man, you know, I think we just gonna keep doing this, keep doing our thing. I know tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and you headed to the game, man. What time the game kick off tomorrow?
Well, you know how that AT&T Stadium go, man. You either beat her early or your ass stuck out.
No, man, it's an early game or late.
It's a 3:30 game, man. But
you know, 3:30 game, yeah.
You know, people do shit leading up to the game. So, you know, I'm going to the game and ain't no telling what's gonna happen in between all that, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm eating all the turkey I need to eat, man. You know, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. I hope the game goes straight. And, you know, we're going to keep this shit rolling, man. We're going to keep this show rolling.
I ain't no doubt, man. We'll be right back next week with another good show, man. But you know I got to say this before we get out of here, man.
Yeah, go on, give your spiel.
It was an honor to have y'all here tonight, man. And like I say, man, you know, for those that's just not tuned into the Ferguson Chronicle, man, this is what it's really about. And I appreciate the collab with CEO, even with Neighborhood Real. And for anybody that ever grazed the screen of the Ferguson Chronicle, man, we appreciate it, man. And like I always say, man, this is the people's channel. And without the people, it wouldn't be no channel. So, but don't ever think that you have to be done been to prison to come to the Ferguson Chronicle and give your spiel. That's not the case, right? And like CEO, I always say, man, we have to bring the bullshit first. in order to give you the real shit, because that's what YouTube is about, you know. And tonight, you got nothing but the real. So like I said, man, this is the People's Channel, Ferguson Chronicle. You can't get that nowhere else, man, but here where we keep it 110 all the way across, man. Remember to go to www.com, OG Hollywood Speaks, and get that Savage Drive gear, man. And the reason why I say that, it takes a savage to survive on this flat land, and you have to have a drive to get to the next level. Until next time, salute, stay up, stay free, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yo, this your boy CEO Hockley. Real quick, man, today's episode is being sponsored by OGHollywoodspeaks.com. Yes, that's right. OGHollywoodspeaks.com has this fly gear, man. Savage Drive, man. He has this very fly gear, man. He's a former prisoner that changed his life, did 25 years after receiving a life sentence, got home, and he been home 10 years, man. He's been out, he's been free 10 years. He has his own clothing line called Savage Drive. It represents the kind of drive you need to have to make it to the top, the kind of drive you need to have to stay free, right? And as we talk about this prison topic, I want to highlight and show and give respects to those that have been to prison and that are doing the right things in today's society. Everybody go to OGHollywoodspeaks.com and get that Savage Drive. If you got the drive it takes to be successful, man, support him. Also, you can follow him on YouTube. You can follow him on all social medias at OGHollywoodspeaks.com. We appreciate the support here at CEO Talk, and we also like to support other black people doing something positive, man. Savage Drive, that is the clothing line. Get yours today. Salute.